Bro, if I could fucking bench this shit, bro, I better be able to squat it. Be fucking pretty sad, low key. All right, let's get into it. Finally. 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 So you want to know the difference between high versus low bar squats, right? And as someone who low bar squats himself, there's going to be some biasy, but rest assured, I'm going to go over the pros and cons versus both squat variations, right? Getting straight into it, low bar squat, right? So if your goal is to squat the most you can, low bar squat is probably the way to go, right? I'll have some, like, here's Jesus Oliveris or Russell Orhii, right? Elite powerlifters, most of these guys are doing low bar squat because, again, the goal of powerlifting is to be able to lift the most amount of weight, and low bar squat is like the most efficient squat variation for this method, right? Because, again, you are engaging not only your quads but heavy emphasis and incorporations of your posterior chain, right? Your spinal erectors, your glutes, and your hamstrings. And another pro to this is it has a lot of strength carry over to deadlifts, right? I've talked to a lot of other powerlifters who would tell me they would take like long breaks from deadlifting. I don't know for what reason, but they would just take 3 to 4 months off from deadlifting, and all they would do is low bar squat. And they would tell me that once they started deadlifting again, their deadlifts number went up, right? You would assume, oh, wow, okay, you haven't, deadlifted in a while. You probably, are going to lose some strength in this particular movement. No, when they incorporated low bar squat, their deadlifts actually went up, which is crazy. That's actually insane. It kind of makes me want to also chill on deadlifts and just start low bar squatting more. I'm really heavily considering it, right? But like a deadlift, for low bar squat, you are going to have to hip hinge a little bit more instead of like high bar where you do an upright, up and down vertical movement. You will have to, have your butt and hips come back a little bit, right? Like a deadlift. Now getting straight into the cons of low bar squat. A lot of people have reported a lot of shoulder irritation because, again, the bar is on, like, the placement of the bar is on top of your rear delts. And a lot of people have said, and I myself included have noticed this, just some shoulder irritation. Obviously your rear delt, sometimes your lateral delt, and some people reported front delt as well, right? So if you're doing like a crazy shoulder arm workout, I would 100% recommend not doing a squat day, especially if you're doing low bar squat the day after, because, again, it can irritate it some more, right? That's probably one of the biggest cons for it. Another con is, I did say it earlier, you do have some quad engagement, but if you're looking, for this movement or if you have this movement as one of your just main quad days and you call it after that, like that's all you do on your leg day for quads, and your goal is for to get bigger, I would 100% tell you to go ahead and quit your bodybuilding show, quit your bodybuilding journey, because low bar squats is not the move if you're just trying to build bigger quads, right? Obviously, it does still engage your quads to an extent, so you will have some hypertrophy from it, but not to an extent that you think you will, right? So my recommendation is have this as, your main compound movement like I do. I like to do it in the beginning. And I have other accessory lifts I do, like leg extensions or hack squats, or you could even do a pendulum squat. Again, there's movements that will stimulate hypertrophy, because, again, this is not, if this is your main source for quad growth, you're going to be lacking, right? Quick little commercials break. I do want to quickly promote my workout program. I have it on the screen right here. Again, this is the workout program I designed myself. It is garnered towards strength training and hypertrophy. Again, it helped me get to a 405 bench. Come on! Fucking easy, bro. A 405 squat as of right now. Finally! Finally. And a 615-pound deadlift, right?
Yep. Come on. Put that shit up.
Again, it's only $5, less than a Big Mac, but more fulfilling. All right, getting straight back to the video. Now we're going to be talking about high bar squats, right? pro about high bar squats, since it has a higher placement versus low bar, usually on your traps, the shoulder pain is usually gone, right? A lot of people don't talk about shoulder pain. So that's a good thing. Like if you have, easily irritated shoulders, I would 100% recommend high bar squat, right? And another pro of high bar squat, again, opposite of the low bar, is it has heavy emphasis on the quads. So this is a big hypertrophy mover when it comes to quad growth, right? Because again, you're more upright, not a lot of hip hinge, so your posterior chain isn't really getting engaged as much or at all. So a huge amounts of emphasis on your quads. Again, I would still recommend pairing it with other accessories, but as a main quad movement, this is actually, suffice enough. So there's that. Another good pro would be, since you are upright, a more upright torso than your low bar squat, there's a huge, strength carryover to Olympic weights like, power cleans or other lifts that have where you have an upright torso. So that's something to, brag worthy about. But getting to the cons about high bar squat, I did see a lot of people, since you are upright, you have a lot more loads of stress more on your knees, right? Because you're going down in an upright position, right? Down, like staying straight vertical. So you are putting a lot more loads of stress on your knees. That is something to look out for. And another obvious con was if you're looking to be, push your max strength, it's probably not the best squat variation. Again, I would 100% recommend the low bar. If you're looking to be as strong as possible when it comes to squatting, high bar probably isn't the way to go. Again, it is still possible. There's some monsters out there with meaty quads and all they do is high bar squat. Those are some freaks. You gotta 100% watch out for those. But yeah, that's today's video. If you guys enjoyed, just like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.